everybody, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV video. In today's video, we're going to continue on with the main scenario quest. So we're going to talk and see what is going on. Alright, so we're going to head to the Rising Stones, which is in Reverence Toll. Um, let me see what I got on my paladin here. Okay. Dang it. Forgot to look at. So they could use that one. Okay. Alright, I'm really gonna accept it this time. So I would need that one. Alright, so we're gonna go to New Gridania now. And head to the Adder's Nest. I had to make sure this was the right way to Adder's Nest. Alright, so I guess we're gonna have to head to the Lotus Stand. In order to get there, we need to teleport to the Conjurer's Guild and then talk to the Silent Conjurer. Yeah, you can't tell I haven't gone here a couple of times.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a Primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Alright, so we have to head to Little Solace. Oops. And we're gonna head to the Hawthorne Hut. And from there it's just a quick flyover to Little Solace. And right here we're going to talk to the Serpent Lieutenant. Alright, so we're gonna head over to where they summon. Oh. Alright, so now we can just fly until we get to the next point. And normally we'd be battling left and right, but since we're able to fly, don't have to worry about that at all now. So, I say unless you land, and land right where something is. Well, apparently you can enter this cutscene while flying. That's cool.
Nora betrays thee, servant of hiding.
That was cool.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
I don't understand half the words she's saying.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
the Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Alright, so we are going to queue up in the duty finder. For the striking tree hard. And depending on how long it takes, I may cut the time. But if I do cut, I'll just bring you guys back to you know, when the dungeon or the trial pops. Alright, so getting the striking tree hard for the duty finder was taking forever, even with me being the healer. I got it once, but then a tank dropped out and I didn't get it again for a while. So I leveled my conjure up to level 30, and I'm going to show you guys the unicorn mount. I said I wasn't going to do this, but might as well do something while I'm waiting to, you know, be able to do the striking tree hard. So after you get your conjure to level 30, you talk to the Breya, or however you say the name. And then you go down here past Finder's Bluff. And you should be able to get... That was weird. Sorry about that. That just caught me off guard. It's because I'm a Lalafell. People always do stuff like that to Lalafels. It's okay. We have teleport to Fall Gourd Float. And then from here, if you have the ability to fly, you can fly. If not, all you would do is just run down this way. Sneak past them. And I'm actually going to fly here, that way I don't battle any of them, if I can fly successfully, that is. And you'll go here. And so what you do is just use Cure on it. And then you go back to the Conjurer's Guild and talk to Breya again. And then, you know, use the Aetherite to go to the Conjurer's Guild. And then you run down this long hallway. Talk to Brea. And then you activate the whistle, and then you can summon the unicorn mount. So go to mount guide. I'm gonna add it to favorites. Alright, so I think I should be able to do striking tree hard now. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully it works. Fingers crossed. That was a little anticlimactic. I thought I'd just boom, pop. Whoa! There's nothing in the game that scares you, and that scared me because I didn't expect it. Alright, so we're going to hit commence. Tell them hi. That's still the coolest entrance ever. Alright, so when somebody gets that tear status, you need to bring the thunderstorm over. If I don't get it this time, then he's gonna run out that tear status. Alright. Oh, no, no, no. Out of the way. So now we have to deal with the ads. Make sure you get rid of these ads. Number one, they shoot thunderbolts at you, which is kind of infuriating. But if you don't get rid of them in time, they will, sorry, had to get rid of, had to help to heal the tank. But yeah. If you don't get rid of the ads in time, your party will wipe. That's what I was trying to say. Alright. Oh. So when you get this little line right here, they took them all. Dang it. Essentially, oh, there we go. So you need to run around and pick these up. He's not too worried about it, but I am. No. Oh my god. Stop killing him, dude. With that. Well, you know what? If he's not worried about it, I ain't either. I don't think he's like really moves at all.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
That thing could have attacked me right there. I just saw it when I hit teleport. My eyes got like really big. I was like, uh-oh. But yeah, I don't think the other healer healed at all during that battle. Maybe once, twice. Alright. So now we're going to head to the Conjurer's Guild. And let the Elder Seer know that we got rid of Oops. I went to the wrong place. It says report to the Serpent Lieutenant in Little Solace. I thought it said Lotus Stand. I don't know why. Alright. I was already there. Alright, so now we're going back to the Lotus Stand. Alright, so now we're gonna go back to the Conjurers Guild and talk to the Silent Conjurer. I don't know why they call him the Silent One, because he asks me the same question over and over again, like, you can't be silent if you talk. Alright. Run over here and talk to the Elder Seer. There we go.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one, yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Alright. So now we're going to head back to Reverence Toll and go to the Rising Stones and talk to Minfilia. I think that's how you say her name. Nope, nope. No. Nope. Enter the Rising Stones. Enter the Solar. Have to talk to Minfilia to get that cutscene.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'ashtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'ashtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
"'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated."
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Alright. So that's going to be it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to unlock the extreme primal fight for Ramu and do that. And then continue on with the main scenario quest. If you guys like this video, like the series, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you get notified when I release a video. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, leave a comment down below. In the top right corner of the screen, you're going to see a pop-up happen. It's for my Final Fantasy XIV walkthrough. So you guys can click on that and watch all of them or watch a certain video, whatever you want to do. This is Trent, and take care.